The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 740. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She's a producer, an engineer, and also a beatboxer, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Nimisha Patil. Nimisha, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I guess a little bit about myself. I grew up near Boston in Massachusetts, and I moved to LA for college. Growing up, I'd always been really into both art and science. So in college, I did a degree in film production as well as biomedical engineering. And now, I still dabble in both. I work as a mechanical design engineer, and I produce, sometimes direct projects on the side. So, I really like to keep busy and be doing a lot of things. But one of my biggest hobbies and one of my biggest sources of confidence is beatboxing. And, it's something that I'd always been into music, and I picked up beatboxing towards the end of high school. And I joined an a cappella team in college, which really let me practice and grow as a beatboxer. And, I won a couple awards for best beatboxer at competitions, and it really just allowed me to grow as a performer and also grow my confidence.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think it's great that you're able to do the things that you love. It never really limited you, and you never had to choose between science or music. You just did both because you love it. So I think that's great. And Nimisha, what's your cultural background?
So I am a first-generation Indian American. Both my parents were born in India, and then they moved here where I was born. And, growing up, it's very much been a part of my identity. I grew up watching Bollywood movies, singing Bollywood songs, so it's definitely a big part of who I am.
Thanks for sharing that. And what'd be your favorite self-confidence quote?
I think my favorite quote would have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm not really sure who invented it, but I know that Luvvie Ajayi has been a big supporter of the idea. She's a Nigerian author, and she gave a TED Talk about this idea. But I really like the quote because it shows that being confident doesn't necessarily mean that you know what's happening or that you have all the answers, but rather that you're willing to act or speak up even if you don't have all the answers.
Thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
To me, self-confidence means not to doubt yourself. It means that you believe in yourself and you believe that you're good enough no matter what the situation or challenge is at hand. And that no matter what the outcome might be, you at least have enough faith in yourself to try your best.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Nimisha, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
I remember that I just used to be a lot more unsure about things, feeling like that was holding me back. I used to be worried about saying what I thought or worrying that, people would judge me if something I said was wrong. But I think embracing the fact that being unsure is okay is really what helped me grow into myself and allowed me to be more confident.
Thanks for sharing that. And what was that point in your life when you realized you can do and be more and have that confidence? What was that aha moment?
I think for me, it wasn't necessarily one single moment that comes to mind. I think it was more of a gradual change. It was a process that probably is still ongoing, but it was basically learning through experiences, learning through trial and error, that if I dismissed myself, then other people would also dismiss me. And if I took myself seriously, then other people would take me seriously too. So I think it's about, kind of living that philosophy that it's better to have tried and failed than to not have tried at all. Because if you try, at least there's a chance that you will succeed.
Thanks for sharing that. That's so true, right? I mean, a lot of us, we feel like, we regret the things that we don't do, or we, keep asking ourselves, what if, rather than just taking action. I mean, if we don't get it, at least we know, versus, racking our brains trying to figure out if it works or not. And, because of your realizations, what's your life been like now?
Yeah, definitely. I think now I am less afraid. I used to be a lot more concerned with what people thought about me or what would happen if I didn't know the answers sometimes. But I think it's just learning to accept that you don't need to know everything to be confident, and learning to just filter through any noise, any negative comments, and take only the constructive feedback. I think that makes a big difference. So now, after learning to be more confident, I think I'm less afraid in everything that I do.
Thanks for sharing that. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect. Learn to be confident in yourself just the way that you are. There's always room for improvement, but don't think of that improvement as something that you need before you can be confident. Believe that you're good enough now, and that growing and learning will only make you better.
Thanks for sharing that great tip. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, definitely. I would say look for the tag Nimitz Beatbox. Look on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and you'll be able to check out some of my work.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Nimisha, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Nimisha's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Nimisha today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Nimisha.
Thank you, Sheena. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Want to learn how you can use podcasting to market your business? Download your free report by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.